Well, I told you it wasn't going to be an exciting series. You got 2.5 games in last night, and it was an under. It was another 2-2, went to overtime. I kind of thought that it was going to go this way, and don't expect this series to change along the way. As an Islander fan, I was very familiar. Most people probably got bored in that game last night. Like, oh, they're deploying the Islanders strategy of flipping the puck as high as you can and hoping it takes a bounce your way in the neutral zone. And that's what both of those teams were doing throughout the majority of overtimes. But as the overtimes were going along, to me at least, it was pretty obvious as they were getting most of the quality chances. Florida was trying to win the game, and Carolina was hoping something happened, some sort of turnover, like those roller hockey devils continued to give them. But Florida didn't give them as many. In fact, the only goals that Carolina scored were on the power play. I think Florida definitely deserved to win that game. But Carolina scored that first goal thanks to the 5-on-3. That was good. Burns prop good. Barkov prop good. He looked very good last night, 2 points, and I said those were the two guys I like to lead this series in points. Don't be surprised if Barkov continues his production, and what's even more impressive is they had to deal with the Slavin with the stall line trying to shut them down. I know everyone loves Matthew Tkachuk. I know that he's the hard candidate, but I'm telling you, the best player on that team, and I'll take a lot of flack for this, the guy who got Jonathan Huberdeau that huge contract, and the line that the Carolina Hurricanes are going to try to stop all series, and that's the Barkov line. I'm a Barkov fan, if you can't tell. Something that you guys are definitely a fan of by now, and if you're not, I don't know why you haven't taken advantage, is the Caesar Sportsbook promo. You bet $12.50 on any game. Anything. It's risk-free up to $12.50. You lose, you got $12.50 waiting in your account and free bet credits as long as you're over 21, located in a state where sports betting is permitted, and as long as you don't have a problem. Because if you do, call 1-800-GAMBLER. So that was that series last night. Now we got the Western Conference Finals starting tonight. And Conference Finals, Stanley Cup Finals, you see teams not wanting to blow it out there. You have teams playing carefully. Now, Vegas played Edmonton, and Edmonton interjects ruckus into any series that they play. But this one's probably going to look closer to Stars Wild. You have two teams that, look, there are a lot of players that can score on the ice between these two teams. But philosophically, these two teams play closer to tight checking games. And I think a lot of this series is going to stay 5-on-5. I know Edmonton got Vegas to take a lot of penalties, but Vegas is a very disciplined team. Dallas actually secretly relies on that power play a decent amount. Don't be surprised if a lot of these ones stay under. Just remember this score, 4-2 for both of these series in almost all of the games. I truly feel like if you bet both sides, Eastern Conference Final, Western Conference Final, like tonight, for example, Stars 4-2, bet Vegas 4-2, exact score. Do that for all the games in both these series, and I imagine you're going to hit a few. Both of these series just reek of 4-2, and I understand that that's a little tough with the over-under because the over-under is set at 5.5, but that's why you should never feel scared doing the same game parlay minus 1.5 under 6.5. Am I going to do that for tonight? I don't know. I would like to see how this one plays out. Like, now that I saw how those teams play each other, it makes me feel a little more confident going forward. In this game, I'm looking back at Dallas's first two series. You know, this is the first time they're actually going to be on the road for a game one. Ottinger has had his poorer performances on the road. I think they're going to lose another close game one. They lost both of their game ones in overtime. If I had to pick a final score, for example, either 3-2 or 4-2, my pick for this one would be the Vegas Golden Knights, but I'm not going to be shocked if the Dallas Stars come out and win. Both of these teams, they kind of deserve to be here. This game one truly could go either way. You have multiple lines on both of these teams. Both of these teams have great depth. The Stars obviously have the advantage in net, but I'm going to take Vegas in this first game. They are favored slightly. As far as the player props are concerned, You know, those original Vegas players started to heat up in that last series. The big three, the original first line when Vegas went to the Stanley Cup. Carlson, Riley Smith, Marchessault. The guy I'm focusing on, because when he gets hot, I feel like he really gets hot, is Riley Smith. And I know Marchessault just scored a hat trick, and he plays with Eichel. Riley Smith gives you a little bit better prices, and he really can score in bunches. And he scored goals in back-to-back games. I won't be upset if you want to take Riley Smith with a point, or his over 2.5 shots on goal is at plus money. If you combine that with the Vegas win, or don't even do that, you can take those into, take the over 2.5 shots on goal for Riley Smith. That's at plus money. Then I went over to FanDuel. I took the over 2.5 shots on goal for Riley Smith, and I combined that with Miro Heiskanen. You have 2 plus money 2.5 shots on goal over both of those. That puts you at like plus 350 odds that I think are nice to take in a game that potentially could go to overtime. Both of these series, I feel like so many of these games can potentially go to overtime. The weird thing is, I truly feel like both teams in both of these series are essentially going to have 2 goals in every game. But I would pick them all to stay under 6.5. I really think that both teams are going to have 2+, as they did last night, and the price on that is like minus 150. I'll take both teams to score 2 in this one. Something tells me Vegas is going to be very disciplined tonight, and Dallas isn't going to have too many power plays. A lot of this game is going to be played 5-on-5, so we will leave it at that for tonight. I do believe, though, that the bet, what the series will be after 3, I think Dallas goes up 2-1 this series. I think they lose a close game 1, they tie it up in game 2. I know Vegas hasn't lost 2 consecutive games all playoffs, but I'll take Dallas to actually win that game 3. I will take Dallas to be up 2-1. Yes, that is a bet. It's series after 3. I'll take Dallas to be up 2-1. And I also think this series will go 7 games. So if you want to take that 7-game series bets. And that is what I have for you here on a Friday. Let's build off of last night. Let's make it a very good conference final. Because, you know, any movie that has a great ending, we can obscure that part right before that wasn't too exciting, like Game of Thrones season 5 or something. What a garbage season that was. Anyway, I'll be back with you guys on Monday. Maybe, you know what, if I have extra time, I'll try to make one for you tomorrow. I know you guys get pissed. Worst case scenario, go over to my Instagram. If I don't make a video, I'll throw the pics on there. It's at Andy Francis. Subscribe to the Odd Shopper channel here. And always, like, you know, I'm a little unsure about picks, like too many props in this one, just because of how many players are available. Go to Odd Shopper Premium, subscribe to that. You get all those Area 51 bunker props, not just for hockey. And when I say Area 51 bunker props, they got analytics people. They got those machines you hear about when they say, oh, don't play DFS. There are people out there with the machine. They got some machines in there.
I am a machine.
So check that out. Go over, subscribe to Odd Shopper Premium. Everybody who does seems to enjoy it. I will either talk to you tomorrow, Sunday, or Monday, which is why you should be subscribed and click those notifications, because then you'll know when the next video comes out. All right? I will see you then.